We walk amongst ghosts every day, be it sights of war and strife, or poverty and horror. The twisting, snaking paths are beautiful, but can lead us to some things undiscovered and terrifying. From the Mississippi Delta to the jungles of the Far East, the dead demand to be acknowledged. This is what we do here. Welcome to the House of Asher. And hello, everybody. This is your host, Steve Asher, and I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your day has been productive, or hopefully at least not super stressful. I know that people do get caught up in the everyday rigmarole and tug of war that is making it through modern society. You know, but something that always fascinated me is that, it seems like, we have miracles and things like that happen around us every day. And just sometimes we're so busy, we got our face buried in our phones or a computer. I'm certainly guilty of that myself. Just to stop and appreciate, or at least acknowledge, that sometimes that it seems like there's outside energy looking out for us. Sometimes there's seemingly outside energy that's not boding very well for us. Almost seems like you got a little bit of a curse on you or something like that. But I hope this podcast comes to you in a good time, and hopefully, I hope you don't feel that this is a curse. I should probably shout out, of course, to iHeart, Spotify, Spreaker, all the places that will carry this podcast and been kind enough to put me out there. Not to mention, some of you guys are probably listening to this on YouTube. And if you like it, please like and subscribe. Leave some comments. I always appreciate hearing it from folks. And I've been talking to some people about outside influence, good and bad. Well, it depends on your circles. If you're secular, maybe not as much, but especially if you have family. I know growing up in kind of a Southern Baptist tradition, you would always hear, well, so-and-so was working out there on their tractor or something like that. Well, whatever, for whatever reason, something told them to take a break, leave it alone. Well, they come back out there and, I don't know, spring popped off of it or something crazy. Something other would have sent a piece of metal right through them. Now, coincidence possibly. Interesting story, definitely. But you hear about this in the city too. You hear about this in bigger areas. Someone stepping out in the middle of a crosswalk. It's where they're supposed to be walking. Well, unfortunately, somebody's brakes went out. This and that. An ambulance or something, I don't know, come buzzing down, and they just weren't aware. At the last moment, a force pushes them back, snatches them back, or they go to walk across the way. Their legs are, it's like their feet are frozen to the ground. They can't move. Sometimes people even hear a voice that says, step back. Or don't take another step. Duck. Shazbot. Whatever. I don't know what they're going to say. But it definitely has enough commanding conviction in the way they say it that they abide. And they listen and they stop. Now, that being said, let's take a look at sort of the next, or the opposite side of that, if I can play devil's advocate, pardon the pun. What about those people that said, well, John, what did you decide to unalive and dismember your whole family. Well, I heard a voice. Now, what's crazy is sometimes folks will go, well, God told me I needed to do this. Okay, well, it's not any God I'd want to follow. But then you have some guys like Son of Sam, which some people said they use that as an insanity defense. But you will have someone go, well, why did you set all those fires? Well, I was told I had to. Be it, to avoid some retribution. If you don't do this, you'll be dead in 3 days. If you don't do this, your whole family die in a house fire or something off the wall like that. But there's also some people to go, I want to be rich. I want to have power. I want to have a nicer hairline or a longer inseam, if you know what I mean. And they make kind of a Faustian deal. They hear or believe that some sort of bargain was struck. But to do this, there's a pound of flesh that's required, some sacrifice, some act to show you are willing to give a little to get a little. I mean, that's true in a lot of things, but it seems a lot of times in more negative entity or demonic powers, that seems to be pretty true. Now, I think everybody's, if they haven't vocalized it, would go, I have been banging my head against getting this promotion for whatever. I've been working so hard, putting all these extra hours. I'm doing so much work. Man, I want this new business I opened to do well. And maybe just for a fleeting second, that individual go, you know what? I would sell my soul at this point to know that my business does well, that my family's taken care of. I would do whatever, pretty much anything I'd have to do. And sometimes you might be fighting something in. Good, bad, or indifferent. And of course, this touches on your belief system, but there's still a lot of people that believe in angelic beings, a lot of people that believe in demonic beings. And, there are grimoires, witches' Bibles, spell books, whatever you want to call them, that are filled with these sort of concepts of let's make a deal with the devil or with whatever entity, whatever God, whatever goddess. It seems like it never turns out anywhere near as good as, the sales pitch is. And rarely few things are. What's the other expression? If it looks too good to be true, it probably isn't. But, with the angel thing, I don't know. I wonder, and I'm sure there are people that have been saved or got good fortune, and they're like, well, okay, well, you're going to have to do some sort of act of contrition, or maybe just the equivalent of a thank you so much for your help kind of act. Which, if you're blessed and have good fortune, I think you should help people, not under fear of any sort of retribution, but just that's the right thing to do, man. Be a good, solid person. I believe if you can help somebody do it, not out of belief that you're going to get some great reward. I think helping people is your great reward. But if you have any comments, ideas, beliefs, disbeliefs, good angel food cake recipes, whatever, make sure to leave those in the comments below. Please like and share. The more we get out there, the bigger the podcast will grow. Also, make sure to visit Steve Asher, all lowercase and together, .studio.com, for you to keep up with what all is going on with me and any fair or bad weather upon the horizon for me. And as always, I want you to go enjoy that day. Get a little sunshine on your face. Enjoy the best of the last days of summer, and just be, baby, just be. But as the sun sets behind the pines and the shadows grow long, make sure to secure your doors and windows. Batten down the shutters. Keep an eye out in your closet, under your bed, and down the hallway. You never know. There might be a beautifully winged angelic being there for a blessing. Or there may be a leathery winged beast just itching to make you a deal. But don't be afraid, because there's knowledge in learning. So as always, my dear listeners, in the future, please try and stay scared.